The Case of the Fragrant Corpse. In the reign of Emperor Renzong of the Northern Song, the capital of Kaifeng bustled with prosperity. Yet beneath the glimmer of brocaded streets lurked shadows of intrigue. Among the common folk, tales of ghosts, immortals, and miracles circulated easily. One such tale began in a small county on the outskirts of Bianjing, when the body of a young woman was found lying peacefully in her family's ancestral hall. The strangeness was not in her untimely death. Women often died young from sickness, hardship, or sorrow, but in what followed. Days passed, yet her flesh did not decay. Instead, her skin remained fair, her lips faintly red, and from her body wafted a delicate fragrance, like orchids carried on a spring breeze. Villagers flocked to see her. Some whispered she was a fairy who had descended from the heavens. Others claimed she was the reincarnation of a goddess, her beauty too pure for the mortal realm. The family, who had lost their daughter, now received incense and offerings from strangers. Their courtyard turned into a place of pilgrimage. Merchants set up stalls outside, selling charms and paper lotuses. A traveling monk proclaimed the fragrant corpse as proof of divinity. Soon, even county officials hesitated to interfere, fearing to be accused of disrespecting a celestial sign. But rumors have a way of reaching Kaifeng. And when word of a corpse that emitted fragrance spread into the capital, it reached the sharp ears of the imperial censorate, then the court. Finally, the case was placed before Bao Zheng, the iron-faced magistrate whose reputation for justice was as unyielding as black iron. When Bao Zheng and his entourage arrived at the county, the air was thick with incense. Drums and gongs announced new visitors, and villagers lined the streets with eager eyes. They expected the great judge to kneel before their immortal corpse, to confirm what they already believed. The family of the deceased, surnamed Li, greeted Bao Zheng with bows. "My daughter, named Lian, was gentle and virtuous," her father said. "Heaven must have blessed her soul. See how she does not decay. The fragrance is proof she has ascended to immortality." Bao Zheng entered the hall. There lay the girl upon a wooden bier, her figure draped in silken robes. Indeed, her face bore no trace of corruption. Her cheeks glowed with faint color, her lips curled into what seemed almost like a smile. From her body drifted a sweet aroma, subtle yet distinct. The crowd knelt. A miracle, a sign from the gods. But Bao Zheng did not kneel. His sharp gaze lingered, not in awe, but in suspicion. "Bring water and cloth," he ordered. His assistants obeyed, wiping the girl's skin. The fragrance persisted. He leaned closer, nostrils flaring slightly, and frowned. "This scent," he murmured, "is no gift of heaven. It is too consistent, too heavy in the air. I have smelled such before, in cases of poison." The crowd gasped. Bao summoned the family. "When did she fall ill?" "She was healthy," her mother answered, trembling. "Then, one evening, she complained of dizziness, her limbs weak. By midnight, she was gone. No physician was called? She insisted it was nothing, that she would recover with rest. Before we could fetch help, she was already..." The mother wept. Bao asked further, "Was she betrothed?" Her father's eyes flickered. "Yes, to the son of the Wang family. A good match, wealthy merchants from the next county." A neighbor whispered too loudly, "But the marriage had delays. I heard the bride price was argued over." Some said the Wang family grew impatient. The father glared, but Bao caught the words. A delayed marriage, disputes over money. Seeds of discord often grow into darker things. That night, Bao's lieutenants, Gong Sun Che and Zhan Zhao, joined him in discussion. "This fragrance, Lord Bao," said Gongsun Che, "reminds me of musk root mixed with camphor. Certain poisons use such herbs, leaving behind a deceptive sweetness." Zhou frowned. If this was murder, who benefits most? The family? They seem eager to portray her as divine, perhaps to hide shame. Or the Wang family, if they wished to escape the marriage bond. Bao tapped the table. "Tomorrow, we exhume the truth." At dawn, under Bao's command, the supposed sacred vigil was ended. Guards dispersed the crowd, silencing protests. Bao himself oversaw the inspection. A physician was summoned. When needles pricked beneath the skin, faint drops of darkened blood emerged, strange for a body that should already be stiff and cold. The physician whispered, "Indeed, Judge Bao, this is consistent with certain toxins. They delay decay, preserve flesh, even emit fragrance when mixed with particular herbs." Bao nodded grimly. "Prepare to open the stomach." The family cried out in horror, "Sacrilege! You will anger the gods." But Bao's expression did not falter. If she is divine, she fears no blade. If she is human, then justice must speak. The cut was made. Within the girl's organs lay residues of powdered herbs, bitter to the tongue, acrid to the nose. The physician bowed. Confirmed. She was poisoned. Bao summoned the Wang family. The fiancé, young Wang Yuan, knelt with trembling hands. "I loved Lian. Why would I harm her?" "But your family quarreled over the bride price," Bao said coldly. "My father was harsh, yes. He wished to reduce the gifts, but I begged him not to. I was willing to wait. I wanted only her." Bao turned to the elder Wang. "Speak truth." The merchant shifted uneasily. "It is true I sought to renegotiate. Their demands grew excessive, but murder? That is madness." Later, Bao questioned the maid who served Lian. Under lantern light, she confessed that days before her death, Lian had argued with her stepmother. Her stepmother scolded her, saying she was ungrateful, that she brought only trouble. Mistress Lian wept and refused supper. A stepmother. A resentful household. Bao's suspicion deepened. That evening, Bao ordered guards to shadow the stepmother, Madame Li. At midnight, she crept into the ancestral hall, clutching a pouch of herbs. She sprinkled powder around the bier, whispering prayers not to heaven, but in fear. The guards seized her. Bao confronted her under torchlight. "What powder is this?" she stammered. "Incense, to preserve her purity." Bao slammed the table. "It is poison!" "You masked her scent to deceive all. Speak! Why did you kill her?" At first, she denied, but under questioning, her facade crumbled. She threatened me," Madame Li shrieked. "If she married into the Wang family, her dowry would be large. My own sons would inherit less. She mocked me, said she would secure her place above mine. I could not allow it. I mixed the herbs into her tea. Who would suspect when the corpse itself smelled of heaven?" The hall fell silent, except for her sobs. Before dawn, Bao held court. The villagers who once prayed to the immortal corpse now gathered in shame. Bao declared, "This was no blessing from heaven, but the cruelty of human greed." Madame Li poisoned her stepdaughter, then cloaked her crime with fragrance to mislead the people. Those who profited from her supposed divinity, monks, merchants, were complicit in spreading falsehoods. He pronounced the death penalty for Madame Li. The false monk was exiled for deceit. Merchants who sold charms were fined and ordered to provide alms for the poor. The family buried Lian with proper rites. The crowd dispersed, murmuring in unease. realizing how swiftly they had been deceived. As Bao Zheng departed the county, he turned to his aide Gong Sun Ce. "People fear ghosts and worship miracles," he said. "Yet they forget that the darkest poison comes not from spirits, but from human hearts. If we chase phantoms, truth rots beneath our feet. Justice must always clear away incense smoke, so that what remains is plain Gong Sun Si bowed. My Lord speaks true. Heaven's will is vast, but it is human hands that shape suffering." Thus ended the case of the fragrant corpse, a story not of gods or immortals, but of greed, jealousy, and the unyielding pursuit of justice.